us waiting for yoga. Hi, Kathy. Hey, Sarah. Who else we got? Lisa. Welcome, Lisa. I have my lovely assistant with me tonight.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, you guys, you might want a pillow or a couch cushion. Hey, Jane. A pillow, a couch cushion, a bolster if you have one. Grab that. Go grab one. We'll wait. We'll let some other people join us. Oh, it's good to see you, Lisa. I hope everybody's hanging in there. Yeah. Get your pillow or your couch cushion. We'll wait another minute or so. This is that awkward time. Chloe, say something.
Hello. How's everyone doing?
Chloe was going to do yoga earlier today, and I said, why don't you wait and do it with us tonight? So she did, and here we are. Yep. All right, does everybody have their cushion of some sort? It's not essential, but I think it's kind of nice. Yeah. Let's go ahead and lay back. We'll see if anybody else joins us. But take your couch cushion, your pillow, or your bolster sideways on your mat, and we're just going to bring it to kind of the middle of the back so the shoulders are hanging off, legs extend out straight. It's forcing a pretty nice... Oh my gosh, I apologize for that. That was horrible. Hi, Crit. Oh no, Amy. Hi, Amy. Join us for some yoga. So we need a cushion or a pillow. We're laying back. I literally have it on Do Not Disturb. Why did the phone ring? We're laying back, arms kind of open to the side, big arch in the back. So grab you a cushion, lay back, relax. We'll take a minute to get centered here. So tonight's class, our focus is kind of a springtime practice. And I'm actually seeing a robin, 2 robins, probably doing something nasty out there on the roof next door. That's what spring's about, right? They are. Anyway, so make yourself comfortable. They're gone now. There's only one left. Yeah, so just take a minute to consider the energy of spring. It reminds us that after a time of rest, we, like the plants and some animals, start to move and bloom again. Teresa just messaged me on Facebook and asked me if there was going to be yoga. Well, we're on here. Hi, Chris. Welcome. We're laying back on a bolster, mid-back. We're talking about spring. You can watch Chloe for what we're doing here. Ian. Hi, Ian. So spring is a time of renewal, of growth. And I started to kind of think about that today and realized that really with the coronavirus and the stay-at-home orders, we are all having to sort of find ways to renew and ways to grow. So I encourage you throughout your practice tonight to think about the ways this current situation in the world is either nudging you, forcing you, kicking you into growth. Realizing what things we need to maybe let be, kind of like winter, right? Winter, everything rests and it settles in. And then in spring, everything kind of comes back to life. And if we compare that to the pandemic that's going on in the world right now, I think I see some similarities. things that we might want to leave behind in our life from our prior life prior to the pandemic and staying at home and not being able to do the things that we're used to being able to do. What kinds of things do we want to leave back there? And what kinds of things do we want to bring into whatever this next chapter holds for us? So that's kind of the theme I want you to be thinking about tonight as we move and flow through practice. What do we want to leave behind after all this is over? And what do we want to grow, nurture, feed within ourselves and take into the next chapter? So again, in spring, we're offered this opportunity to water and nourish the tiny buds that are inside each of us with the goal of fully blooming and thriving. So focus on your breath here as you're lying back on your hike, Claire. Claire's watching.
Hey, girl.
Lay back, Claire. Lay back on your cushion. And just take a minute to imagine that with each breath, there's a sort of blooming in your heart here as you're laying back with your chest a little elevated. Your breath is blooming. And just allow the breath to naturally deepen, welcoming yourself to this space. This next hour that's just for you, just time to take care of and nurture yourself, and maybe challenge yourself to think about those ways we're gonna grow, to get rid of that stagnation. So just settle into that image of the breath blooming in your body. What do you want to leave behind in winter? What do you want to welcome and grow this spring? Let's take 3 slow, deep breaths together. Nice, slow inhale through the nose and then exhale out the mouth. So go ahead and let your air out. Long, slow inhale through the nose. Blow it out, sigh it out the mouth. Again, long inhale through the nose. One more. And just resume normal breathing. Really imagining what you might like to grow in your life this spring. Then we'll go ahead and bend the knees, feet flat. We're going to take our cushion, if you have one, or a pillow or a couch cushion. We're going to bring it down more under the sacrum or the hips. And then we're going to take the legs straight up. So it's spring. You can't have a spring practice without doing dead bug pose, right? So legs up, arms up, and let's just circle the wrists and circle the ankles. Both ways, any way, any which way. Just circle. You might be hearing some popping. I just heard my wrist and Chloe's ankle. You popping back there, Chloe? Mm-hmm. Good, then shake it. It's a bug that's dying. You sprayed me with bug spray and now I'm dying. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Let it go. Good. Go ahead and hug that right knee into the chest and extend that left leg straight out in front. If that doesn't feel good, go ahead and bend that left knee and can put the left foot on the floor. Or extend the left leg, whatever feels best in your body. So that's a good reminder for me to remind you guys that nothing we do here tonight should hurt. If you're new to yoga, just sort of jump in, but don't do anything that hurts. Nothing should hurt. Listen to and respect your body. Stay present in your body. Stay present in this moment. Slow, deep breaths. Just because I say to do something doesn't mean you have to do it. Nobody's watching. You can do whatever you want. You can just sit and watch. You don't even have to move. Tracy, is Tracy on here? Tracy's probably in child's pose. Alright, and then switch the legs out. So the right leg extends straight out, left knee hugs in. Maybe that right knee bends. You do what works for you. Slow, deep, even breaths. Continuing to imagine the breath as a bloom. Hug both knees in. Then put the feet flat on the floor. Push into the earth with the feet. Lift the hips up and slide your pillow, couch cushion, bolster, blocks, whatever you have under you, remove it. And kind of shake the hips a little bit. Woohoo! Are you shaking? I shake my hips better than Chloe does. And slowly lower it down. And let's rock and roll. If you don't like to roll, you don't have to. We're going to meet in a wide leg forward fold with our knees bent. But maybe give the spine a little massage. And then we'll bring it all the way up. I got to fix my mat slides on this carpet. All right, so we're going to meet in a wide leg forward fold. Who we got on there? Oh, Teresa, you made it. I saw you messaging me, but we had already started class, so welcome. So wide legs. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the back and take a forward fold. Keep the knees bent here because we're not too warm yet, so keep your knees bent. Hands come up over the head if that feels okay, or they stay at the base of the spine. And then we're going to straighten the left leg and drop the right shoulder, lift the left. So it's a little bit of a twist here. Come back to center. Right leg straightens, we twist to the right. And just find a little flow here. Waking up the backs of the legs. Any kind of movement that's in your body. One more to each side. And come back to center. Lower the hands, and we're going to come to kind of halfway lift here. And then take a wide leg forward fold. Let the head hang heavy. You can keep that bend in the knees if that feels better for you. Good. Go ahead and halfway lift again. And we're going to heel toe the feet together. And we're going to bring a bend into the knees, hands to the knees. We're going to come on up to a bit of a chair pose. Hey, Julie. And from here, we're going to take our cat-cow. So inhale, arch the back, chin lifts, arms reach back. Exhale, arms come forward, round the back, scoop out the belly, reach the spine back. Inhale, arch. Exhale, round. Hands can stay on the knees here for cat-cow. Do what works for you. But connect that movement with the breath. And gently come on up to stand. I'm going to scoot back a little bit here because I'm cut off. You can't see my fabulous tube. All right, let's take a side stretch. So inhale, both arms up by the ears. And on an exhale, we're going to lower that right hand to the right thigh. Left arm reaches up and over to the right. Draw that left shoulder back, waking up the left side body. Good. Inhale, both arms up by the ears. Exhale, side bend to the left. Drawing the right shoulder back. Root down through that right foot. And breathe. Good. Inhale, both arms back up. Quick side bend to the right again. Inhale up. Exhale, side bend left. Inhale, back up. Relax the arms down, and we're just going to take a little ragdoll twist here. So the feet are a little bit wider than the hips. And we're just going to let the arms flop around. This is my mom's favorite. Oh, Chloe's yawning. I got you relaxed already, huh? So the arms are just along for the ride here. Just waking up the spine a little bit. Getting some of that stagnant air out of our lungs. Loosening things up, getting ready for our spring growth. Good. Everybody feeling loose? Mm-hmm. Loosey-goosey? All right, so let's take some sun salutations. So we're going to do, 3 or 4 of these. So go ahead and step to the top of your mat. And we're going to inhale the arms up by the ears. On an exhale, we hinge at the waist to come to forward fold, bringing as much bend into the knees as you like. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins in halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to your plank, knees up or down. You do what works for you. And then options here are knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Lowering the whole body at once. And press the feet, tops of the feet flat on the earth. Inhale, low cobra. Test yourself, lift your hands up, make sure you're using the spine and not your hands. Exhale, release. Inhale through table or plank, and then the hips rise up to down dog. 3 slow, deep breaths here. Upside down V with the body. Lots and lots of length in the spine. Maybe you walk your dog a little here since it's our first one. Good. On your next inhale, come up on your toes. Take the gaze between the hands and either walk, step, or hop the feet to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. Palms meet and draw down to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands, step back to your plank, knees up or down. Knees, chest, and chin, or chaturanga. Press the tops of the feet into the floor. Keep those legs active. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale through table or plank. Hips rise for a little pause in down dog. Slow, deep breaths. On your next inhale, up on the toes, gaze between the hands. Walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. And hands to heart center. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, you lower your way. Inhale, cobra. Maybe you lift a little higher, maybe not. Exhale, release. Inhale through table or plank. Hips up to down dog. And breathe. On your next inhale, up on the toes, gaze between the hands, walk, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. And hands to heart center. Let's just take the next one at your pace, and I'll be quiet. Except for my breathing, I breathe loud. Let's just take a minute in mountain pose. You can stay in prayer or bring the hands to the hips. Maybe the heart's beating a little faster. Maybe we're getting a little warm. Again, calling to mind what you want to leave behind in winter or in the pandemic. And in what ways do you want to grow, bloom? Good. Then go ahead and step back to the top of your mat if you're not there already. And we're going to take a big step back with our right foot to land in a lunge position. And we're going to bring our hands to our hips. Find your balance. Taking the feet a little wider can help with the balance sometimes. So hands to the hips, we find our balance. And we're going to inhale the arms up by the ears. Breathing. Good. Take an inhale, and on an exhale, the arms come to cactus and that right knee lowers any amount. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise and stay here. And we'll take our Superman flow. So on an exhale, we hinge forward, arms come back. Good. Inhale, rise back up. Exhale, Superman. Inhale up. Exhale, Superman. Stay here. We're going to lower the hands to the earth. Walk that right foot in a little bit. And we're going to come into airplane arms and lift that right leg straight back. Focus on your breath and your balance. Good. Lower the hands to the earth. Lower that right foot. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Relax and breathe. Knees bent as much as you like. Good. Then bring a deep bend into the knee. And nice and slow, draw the belly in. We're going to roll up. Stacking one vertebrae at a time. And 3 shoulder rolls backwards. And we'll take that series on the other side. So plant that right foot. We're going to take a big step back with the left, landing in high lunge. So those left toes are tucked under. Hands on the hips to find your balance. Find your center. And then inhale the arms up. And breathe. Same flow, so take a breath in. On an exhale, cactus arms, lower that left knee. Inhale up. Exhale, lower. Inhale up. Last one. Good. Rise it back up. Bend into that left knee. Take a right knee, sorry. Take a breath in, and on an exhale, Superman. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale back up. Last one. Exhale, lower it and hold. Then bring the hands to frame that right foot. Walk that left foot in a little bit. And we take airplane arms here. Lift that left leg any amount. And breathe. Ooh. Good. Lower the hands. Lower that left foot. Hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms wide, flat back all the way up. And hands to heart center. Good. Take a minute, maybe shake it out. Loosen it up. We'll do tree pose. So I'm going to scoot back a little bit. Whew. All right, so we're going to root down through the 4 corners of that left foot. So that's the big toe mound, little toe mound, inner and outer heel. Imagine roots growing down into your floor. Another spring reference. Roots. Good. Find a little spot to stare at on the earth in front of you. We're going to kick that right knee out to the side. So the right foot is kind of like a kickstand on our left ankle. Stay here if this feels good. Or you can bring the sole of the foot to the left calf. Stay here if that feels good. Or Chloe's ahead of me. You can bring that right foot all the way up to that left thigh. Push the thigh into the foot, foot into the thigh or calf. Draw everything to the midline. Keep staring at your little spot and breathe. So you know we got to grow branches and bloom, right? So inhale the arms up overhead, nice and slow. Keep your spot. Arms open out to the side. Back to prayer. 2 more times. Bloom and grow. Good. Hands to the hips. Bring that right knee forward and then release it down and shake out that left leg. Other side. So we're going to root down through the 4 corners of that right foot. Really imagine those roots keeping you strong and steady. Find your drishti, your little spot to stare at. Left knee out to the side. So this pose isn't just about balance and focus. It's also about opening that hip. Whatever foot is, or knee is bent, we're getting into that hip as well. Remember your options. Keep staring at your spot. Kickstand, calf, or thigh. Just avoid the knee. Don't push your foot against your knee. It does not like that. Draw everything to the midline. Hard to think about anything else when you're trying not to fall over. That's why this is great for focus. And bloom with me. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, open them up. Nice and slow. To the hips. With control, left knee comes forward and we release it down and shake it out. Shake it, shake it, shake it. All right, so we're gonna come to the top of your mat, I suppose. And we're gonna bend the knees to come into chair pose. So your options here, so we're bending the knees and options are to have hands on hips, arms straight out in front, or arms up by the ears. You do what works for you, but hang out here and breathe. Draw the low belly in. Good. Inhale, lift it all up. And on an exhale, hinge at the waist to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Plant the hands. We're going to walk the feet back to down dog. Upside down V with our body. Push away from the earth with the hands. Tilt the sit bones up towards the ceiling as you allow the heels to melt down. Any amount. Breathe. Good, then lower the hips. We're gonna come into plank. We're gonna hang out here and breathe. Good, knees, chest, and chin are lowered to the mat with control. Untuck the toes. We're going to take a little quad stretch here. So maybe we come up on that left forearm. The left forearm's at a bit of a diagonal. Reach back with that right hand, bend the right knee. And any kind of gentle pressure. Bring some sensation to that right right quadricep. Keep that right hip rooted to the earth. And gently release the right foot. Send it back. Right forearm comes to a diagonal in front of us. Bend that left knee. Left hand reaches back. Grabs wherever. Gentle pressure down towards your glutes. Keep that left hip rooted to the earth. So we don't want to kind of lift up. That's cheating. But if you want to cheat, you can. Release that foot. Let's go ahead and stack the hands. Rest the forehead on the hands. Bend the knees so the feet are pointing up towards the ceiling, and we're just going to kind of wiper the shins back and forth. Just nice and slow. And straighten the legs back out. Bring the hands under the shoulders. And we're just going to push it all the way back to child's pose. So the hips come back to the heels. Forehead to the earth or to a block or to your pillow that you got out earlier. And breathe. Gently walk the hands back towards the knees, bring the torso up. And we're just going to sit to the right of our heels. We're going to move into a modified pigeon. So, yeah, your right knee is in front of your left knee. I don't know if you guys can see this. How do you explain that? So from here, we're going to lift the torso up, square the shoulders over that right knee, and then we're going to walk forward, coming into a modified pigeon pose. Please stay here if that feels good to you. This is a perfectly beautiful pigeon. Pigeons come out in spring too, by the way. Or you can walk that left leg straight back. So the closer that right heel is in towards the groin, the less intense it is. If you want to move that right shin towards parallel to the top edge of your mattress, make sure you're keeping that right heel or right foot flexed. And we want the hips pointed forward. So if you're leaning off into the right side of that hip, that's not really kind of doing it. Maybe you should do the modified version. But you do what works for you. Getting hard and heavy into that right hip. Again, calling to mind what is no longer serving you and bringing into your mind where you might want to grow, where you might want to bloom. And noticing any thoughts that might arise here in pigeon pose. We don't judge those feelings. We don't judge those thoughts. We just notice them, call them interesting, and let them float on by. And bring yourself back to this moment. if that left leg is straight, go ahead and bend it. We'll kind of come up a little bit so we're kind of back in that modified position with both knees bent. We're going to lean back on the hands and we're just going to switch it up. So that left leg is in front now. Right leg is bent back behind you. Square the shoulders over that left knee. Come forward for modified pigeon. Option to stay here or extend that left leg straight or right leg straight. Hips squared to the front of your mat. Maybe you fold forward. Maybe you use that cushion here for your head. You do what works for you. Keeping our focus now on that left hip. Hazel says hi. Up, bend that right knee, and we'll swing the legs around. A little boat pose before we get our chill on. So both feet flat on the earth, knees bent. We're going to kind of lean back so we're more on the sacrum. You're still yawning. Good, then we're going to bring the shins parallel to the earth. The hands can support behind the thighs. Relax the shoulders down. Option to or the arms can come forward. Core is drawn in towards the spine. And we breathe. So let's take this all the way down to the mat. So nice and slow. See how slow you can go. I went slower than Chloe.
It's not a competition.
It's not a competition, that's right. She's right, damn it. All right, hug the knees in to the chest. Good, then let the hands take the knees. We're going to do a little swimming frog here because frogs come out in the springtime too, right? So hands are on the knees. I don't know if you can even see. And we're just going to circle the knees out to the side so the feet kind of stay together and then around. So it's kind of like rowing a boat maybe. We're just widening the knees. Come forward, draw back into the chest, widen, out and around. Those hips should be nice and loose after all that pigeon. Good, then circle the knees the other way. So into the chest, out. Around to the side and back in. Knees go away, out, back together by the chest. Do you feel like a frog?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Release both feet to the floor. We're going to take figure four. So that right ankle crosses over the left knee. Right foot stays flexed. We're going to lift the left foot off the floor. Shin is parallel to the earth. Interlace the fingers behind that left thigh. And maybe you draw that left knee in towards the chest as the right elbow guides the right knee away. More hip stuff. Relax the jaw, relax the neck, relax the muscles of the face and the shoulders. We're going to leave the legs exactly as they are. Release the interlace of the fingers. Bring the arms straight out to the side. And we're going to let the right foot fall over to the left. The outer left leg is on the earth. For a little twist here, gaze can go out over those right fingertips. So that right knee is pointed up to the ceiling. If you want it to. Good. Gently uncross that right leg. Both feet flat on the earth. Knees bent. We'll take that on the other side. So the left ankle crosses over the right knee. Left foot is flexed. Lift that right foot off the floor. Shin parallel to the earth. Interlace the fingers behind the right thigh. Draw the right knee in as the left elbow guides the left knee away. Relax the upper body. And breathe. Breathe into that left hip. Keep the legs just as they are. Release the hands. Arms go wide. And we let the left foot fall all the way over to the right. Outer right leg on the earth. Gaze out over those left fingertips. And breathe. And uncross that left leg. Bring both feet back to center. Hug both knees in. Lift the forehead up towards the knees. Bringing everything into this little ball, a little seed that we're going to plant to grow. And relax the head down. Extend the left leg out. Right knee hugs into the chest. Notice how this feels different from when we did it at the beginning of the class with the bolster underneath us. And switch up the legs. Right leg extends straight out, left leg hugs in. That right leg is still active though. Slow, deep breaths. And again, bring that right knee back in. Take the knees wide. Feet are sort of together here. Toes are touching. Knees are wide. And then we're going to take happy baby. So the feet reach up towards the ceiling. Deep bend in the knees. You can grasp behind the thigh, the calf, the ankle, the foot. You do what works best for you. Reach the tail towards the top of your mat to bring that little arch into your lumbar spine. A little gentle pressure down on the legs, drawing the knees down towards the earth any amount. More hip. Good. If you like to rock a little side to side here, go for it. Just nice, slow, gentle rock. And then find stillness again. Good. Reach the arms up, legs up like we did at the beginning. Dead bug. Shake it all out. Our last little movement before Shavasana. Shake it out. Woo. Good. Stretch out, relax, set up for Shavasana. Take up some space here. Feet as wide as the mat. Let the feet flop open. Arms open out to the side. Palms up if that feels good. Maybe the shoulder blades tuck under a little bit to open the heart center, allowing the breath to bloom. Maybe the chin comes down to the chest and then it rests down, lengthening that cervical spine. You can always use that bolster that we had at the beginning of class under your knees if that feels good. But just go ahead and make any final adjustments, wiggles, movements before we settle into stillness. Maybe take a minute to scan the body. Notice if you're holding tension anywhere. If so, direct the breath to those places and allow them to relax. So we've all kind of heard that if our environment is a mess, so is our mind, and vice versa. So a home or office that's full of clutter will likely have a similar effect on our mind, which will take on characteristics of being or feeling overwhelmed, overburdened. Likewise, when our minds are overrun by thoughts, ideas, deadlines, our to-do lists, our environment will usually be a mirror image of what's going on inside our internal world. So taking the time to clear out the old thoughts and ideas from our mind is an essential ingredient to keeping our head on straight and focused on things that are new, fresh, inspiring, and purposeful. In nature, spring represents the cycle of birth with the thawing of ice and budding of new flowers. It's the beginning stages of nature waking up after a long, deep rest and stretching her arms to greet a new season. So too can we explore the metaphor of waking up in the springtime after having retreated inward for the past several months to rest and recharge. What thoughts or ideas in our mind are ready to be pruned? And what fresh new ones are waiting to be birthed? So focus on your slow, deep breaths. If your eyes aren't already closed, go ahead and close them. And I invite you to just bring to mind any thoughts, ideas, or beliefs that have become stagnant, non-serving, or irrelevant. one by one or all at once. See if you can connect to what their original purpose was. Do they have a reason for still existing? Is there something further to explore? Or is the energy ready to be dissolved and return to its purest form? When you come to the realization that it's time to let go of mind clutter, much in the same way you would give away an old jacket that you don't wear anymore, kind of like Marie Kondo, I think that's her name. Thank it for having served you or served its purpose. Take in any learning or wisdom it had to impart, and then imagine seeing it dissolve, kind of like the morning layer of fog when the sun shines through, or visualize erasing it from the chalkboard to reveal faith. A fresh, clean slate. Once you've cleared away that which no longer needs to occupy your mind, spend some time connecting to the open space you've created in your internal world. The space that you've cultivated doesn't mean the mind is now empty. Rather, see it as being filled with the element of space, which represents pure potentiality. And then invite a new thought or belief in the form of an intention for something you would like to manifest in the coming days, weeks, or months. Perhaps there's an old idea that you want to take off the shelf, dust off a little bit, and revisit. Bring your new intention to the forefront of your mind and imagine planting it like a seed in the fertile soil of your soul. And then ask the universe to orchestrate the mechanics for its fulfillment on your behalf. Then let go of that intention, trusting that the universe will work out the details. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Bring some small movements to your fingers and to your toes. And then as you're ready, reach the arms up by the ears, the legs stretch out in front, full body stretch. Reach, reach, reach. And let the arms relax down to the earth. Let everything be soft again. Bend the knees or hug the knees into the chest and roll off to either side, allowing the head to rest on the arm, landing in the fetal position to savor a few breaths here in the space between deep relaxation and the rest of your Wednesday. And keeping the gaze lowered or the eyes closed, go ahead and push into the earth with your hands to bring yourself up to an easy seated position. And once there, we'll press the palms together in front of our heart center as our gesture of closing this practice. We call to mind that area of growth or areas of growth. Remember to turn your soil, water your soil, fertilize it, and let the universe do the rest. Thank yourself for showing up on your mat today. And we express deep gratitude to these bodies of ours for moving as perfectly as they did. My soul honors your soul. I commend the place in you where the Spirit resides. I admire the place in you that is of love, light, truth, and peace, because it's also within me. In sharing these things, we are united. We are one. Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you, everybody.
You let him see Hazy.
Yeah, let her out. We'll bring the crazy dog out so you can see the crazy dog. If she wants to.
Oh, the band is lit. The band is
I hope you guys all have a wonderful week. Hazel's not coming.
There she is.
Come here, Hazy. Say hi to Facebook land. Say hi. Hi.
You see? See? See?
Oh, there's a good Bobby. There's a good Bobby. All right, love you guys. Have a good week. Talk to you soon. Bye.